Welcome to
the
the
Catch Up,
Season 2.
We're Austin actors and writers, and this is our podcast all about football.
Hi, my name is Kayla with NFL Games.
I'm MJ with NFL Players.
I'm Jordy with Top 5 Plays of the Week.
I'm Kyle, talking about fantasy football.
I'm Chris with NFL Behind the Scenes News. Stick around after the update to see if you can figure out our wild card quiz.
So let's get right into the NFL games. The NFL must-see game of the week. So there was a couple great games for the first week of NFL. After their Super Bowl game last season, the 49ers came out strong, but were defeated by the young Cardinals and their new QB, Kyler Murray. The blowout of the week, Ravens versus Browns. Browns got destroyed 38-6. I didn't see this game, but I saw the score and I was like, dang, blowout of the week much? Seems like the Ravens started their season up strong with their young MVP, Lamar Jackson, carrying the Ravens to victory. The what the heck game of the week, Washington football team versus the Eagles. The score was 27-17. The Washington football team scored 27 points unanswered after the initial gain by the Eagles. My favorite game of the week, Seahawks versus Falcons. Seahawks won 38-26. Go Seahawks! The Seahawks won their first game against the Flying Falcons. And did you see Dangerous Wilson? MJ will have more about that up next. And here's MJ with NFL Players of the Week.
Thanks, Kayla. Now, for top 3 NFL players this week. Best QB week 1 was Russell Wilson, going 31 for 35, 322 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dang, Russell. You popped off, my guy. Okay. Best wide receiver, Davante Adams. 14 receptions, racking up 157 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. What a good game. Best running back, gotta go to Josh Jacobs with 25 rush attempts, getting 93 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Special shout out to DeAndre Hopkins. First game with the Cardinals versus 49ers, Hopkins had an outstanding game, reaching a career high at 14 receptions. That's it, folks, for NFL players this week. Tell us what you think at Awesome Actors and Writers YouTube. Just comment on our The Catch Up, Season 2, Episode 1, and we'll listen. Time to head into the training room for breaking news. Geno Atkins, my favorite player, has received a shoulder injury and will not play Week 2. Juju Smith-Schuster has a knee injury and will not make it to practice. And Julio Jones, hamstring injury, will also not make it to practice. Most notable injuries, George Kittle, top 2 tight end, had received a knee injury in their game against the Cardinals, and he sadly will not make it to practice Wednesday. Now to Georgia with top 5 plays of the week.
Thank you, MJ. I say we dive right into it. At the number 5 spot, we have rookie QB Joe Burrow runs a 30-yard touchdown against Chargers. Wow. Number 4 spot, we have Mitchell Trubisky to Anthony Miller, 35-yard touchdown with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Number 3 spot, we have Aaron Rodgers, 25-yard touchdown to Davante Adams. The reason this play was so good is because it was actually a toe tap in the back of the end zone. Number 2, Kyler Murray running a 30-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to give the Cardinals the lead. I definitely think he dodged everyone on the 49ers. And in the number 1 spot, I have to go with Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews, one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. Wow, this was a great catch. And that's it with the top 5 plays of the week. Now on to Kyle with NFL Fantasy Football.
Thanks, Giorgio. It was a crazy first week for fantasy owners. The top 3 point leaders this week in fantasy were Davante Adams with 41 points. He went off. That's crazy. Russell Wilson with 38 points. He was on my fantasy team and he carried my team. And lastly, Aaron Rodgers, who was throwing to Davante Adams with 38 points. The top 3 disappointments this week were Michael Thomas with 4 points, who I had on my team, Mark Ingram with 2 points, and Odell Beckham Jr. with 5 points.
I'm just glad that Gronk doesn't show up on there.
I would have put him on there, but the Buccaneers game was just a team effort of just disappointment. So, not Gronk's fault. I hope there's no Buccaneers fans watching. players to start this week. Jonathan Taylor against the Vikings. He's been just announced as starter, and he will be great this week. And Michael Gallup against the Falcons. The Falcons just allowed DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to go off in fantasy this week, so he will do great as well. And some players to sit. Will Fuller against the Ravens. I know he just had a pretty good week, but the Ravens are just crazy on defense. And Devontae Parker against the Bills. Devontae Parker is just on an offense that can't really do much against a good defense, so I'm pretty sure that he's not going to have a good game at all. Some players to pick up, Traquan Smith. Michael Thomas is going to be out for a few weeks, and so Traquan Smith is going to be the next man up, and he will do good. Benny Snell Jr., I was going to pick him up, but I have too many running backs on my team. But Benny Snell Jr., James Conner is hurt, and he's the next one up as well, and he will do great as well. That's it for fantasy football. Now to Chris with NFL behind the scenes news.
Thanks, Kyle. It has certainly been a wild 2020 so far, and we see it in the NFL too. To open up the new NFL season, the Chiefs and Texans enter the field and lock arms together to make a stand for social justice. The players said it wasn't about being black or white, it was about change. Did you know that the Rams and Chargers have a new stadium? That thing cost an estimated $5 billion. And it was only supposed to cost $1.86 billion. That's more than twice of the original projected cost. There have been a lot of shakeups in Washington so far this year, and I'm not talking about politics. They've been plagued by scandals, many administrators have been fired, and the organization name, Redskins, has been retired due to public opinion that the name is offensive. They are now known as the Washington Football Team.
That's it for football update. Now time for the debate. Are the Buccaneers Super Bowl contenders after their disappointing game with the GOAT QB and GOAT tight end? And will they have a comeback?
Yes. I never thought they were Super Bowl contenders.
Well, I mean, you have the GOAT at quarterback, a GOAT at tight end. You have a two top 10 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Brian,
I keep on thinking, like, if the snappers coach is so good that he got to be featured there, then how come the freaking Bucks keep on losing when they have a top 10 team, but good team?
top 5 coach.
Yeah, he's not a top 5 coach. I don't care what they say.
My opinion is that they have a veteran team right now. Gronk has been playing in the league for a while. Tom Brady, we all know, has been playing in the league for over 20 seasons, or this might be his 20th season. And they have a great team around him. So if they get together and start playing like an actual football team, they are definitely Super Bowl contenders and actually winning the Super Bowl. Because if Tom Brady could do that with Julian Edelman as a starting wide receiver and Sony Michel and James White sharing running back in the backfield, I think that if they get going with the team that they have, they could easily be Super Bowl contenders.
I think that Tom Brady definitely just came from a team that he was really used to since he was with them for so long. And I think it's going to take him a little bit to get used to his new wide receivers. But I think once he does get used to them, I think they will definitely be Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they felt like a little off because, yeah, Tom Brady's been on like the same team for a while and he's just more used to that team. And obviously it's their first game of the season. Like, it's just starting. It's just one game. Can always come back from it. But I don't know about Super Bowl contenders. They could be if they get their act together, but I don't know about it.
So I think 100% they are not Super Bowl contenders. I mean, their team is old. Let's look at Tom Brady. How old is he? Like 43, 42. His prime has ended, I'm pretty sure. And when he was on the Patriots, he kind of built the team around him when they made it to the Super Bowl. So he had a great team those last couple Super Bowls. And the Bucs are in the NFC. There's the Packers, 49ers, Seahawks, Cowboys, Saints, Vikings. There's so many better teams that I see more potential in than the Bucs.
Yeah, having the Saints in your division is hard, and not to mention they played the Saints in the first week. Playing Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara, even though Michael Thomas didn't do anything, it's still just a hard week one. If they just play some They're playing the Panthers this week. I feel like they could definitely win by a lot, and it'll really show us if they're really gonna do good. I like what Chris said about their division because it is a very tough, or not their conference, because it is a very tough conference to get out of. And also, Chris, Tom Brady is always in his prime.
Oh, I agree with Julian. Since they're about to go up against the Panthers, and the Panthers really did just lose their star quarterback, they're definitely going to be really weak on offense. I don't know about defense, though. They still have Luke Kuechly, but we'll see once next
Luke Kuechly retired, Magnus.
I knew that. I knew that.
And so I definitely think that they possibly could be Super Bowl contenders, but they're going to have to work for it. That's it for the debate. Join us after your regular NFL updates for your wild card quiz. Up next.
Today's wild card quiz is all about the NFL draft.
Here's an interesting fact about the NFL draft. The team with the worst season gets the first pick in the new season.
Fun quiz for all you football fans. Who was the first pick in the 2020 NFL Draft? A. Tua, B. Justin Herbert, or C. Joe Burrow?
What team did Melvin Gordon go to? A. Panthers, B. Chargers, or C. Broncos?
Do any of you know which team got the first draft pick for 2020 NFL Draft? A. Patriots, B. Browns, or C. Bengals?
Check your answers in the description section of this episode. We'll have more wild card quizzes for you next week.
Thanks for listening to the